Well, welcome back. This is a series that evidently just died for a couple of weeks. I completely forgot to continue to do. Um, I think I see things. I need to get medication. Seriously. All right. Anyways, this is five songs you should hear. Number three, and well, let's get on with it. This is gonna be interesting, and some of the videos, and the way I upload my videos sometimes is that I record batches of videos. Um, so this batch of videos, you're probably gonna see like sporadically where I was feeling okay, and then some like this where my nose is still kind of stopped up, and you'll see me like sniffle all the time. So just letting you know, this is the time where I was sick in this area. Um, I get sick like every once in a while lately. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. Um, this is five songs you should hear. Number three. And actually, I had this song already on the list, ready to start a third one. And then I went and I said, "Oh, I got number three. I'll start number four." No, I did only had the first song on there. So I went and got this one. This is kind of a weird list, but it's really good list. So some bands you probably never heard of, especially if you're a teenager now, you may have never heard of these bands. Of all of these, um, one is pretty recent. They still be aware of them. Another one is still going. They're still recent, but they're not really in the mainstream. So the other one was only just a few years ago. They're still probably kind of being talked about, so you may know that one. So let's get started. The first song on this list is Deftones, My Own Summer. This is one of their bigger hits. When they first started, this is the one I think that got them in the door. Now, it's probably not one that people will go, oh, yeah, not really. Some people may like other songs about them, but this is one of the ones that um, I enjoyed, and I think it's a really good song. They do have some other songs. Um, that I really enjoy that I think you should check out, and they may make it on other lists. But Deftones are such a good band, and I had not reviewed them. I don't believe I probably reviewed them on like 14 bands and things like that. And if you haven't checked those out, if you're a huge fan of these reviews, I used to do this thing called 14 bands, where I would talk about 14 bands and basically do what I'm doing with the two offs that I do with two bands. I used to do it with 14 every single time. That's a bit much. If you see, I mean, but I didn't really go into depth, um, sort of like I do now on the two offs with the two bands. I kind of try and give you a little bit of detail and tell you like what they sound like, what kind of genre they are. And back then, I probably just told you like what kind of genre, and I didn't give you the more information. Um, Other than that, and then even then, I didn't really go into detail then. Some of the times I think I gave you basic stuff. So I've come a long way about learning how to YouTube a little bit. And I think 14 was just way too much. But those are still on the channel. You can still go back and check them out if you want to hear about new bands. Because there's probably some bands that I may not cover for a while on here. Or some YouTube kind of people that I put on there that I may never find again. But they are on my list. I have a list of people that probably I'll eventually kind of draw from uh, at some point. So they'll probably end up back on the channel, and I'll probably double at some point. That I'm not realizing it. But number two, but yeah, Deftones is basically. I forgot to say what Deftones kind of music they were. If you don't know who Deftones are, they're basically kind of the hard rock duo, and they also Chino, I think is his name is his name is singer. He and these ones, I don't really go in depth on the band. I go in depth on the song. But My Own Summer, it's such a good song. It's kind of hard to explain Deftones. It's kind of like really hard rock, and his voice is kind of like a sillowy, soft, kind of grainy, sometimes, most of the time, fast talking, or really melodic voice. And it's really kind of a cool thing that he's really unique. I don't think there's anybody out there that I've ever heard. that's like Chino and Deftones. Um, so good. And if that's not the real name for the singer, then I apologize. It's the singer in Deftones. Hasn't changed yet. So such a great band in the whole. But My Own Summer is such a good song. And as always, down below when I do post this video, I will put links, hopefully in YouTube. I should be able to find songs to all these because they're pretty popular songs. They may not be official videos, but they will be posted down below of songs that you can go and listen to and check out these actual songs that I told you 5 songs you should hear. But anyway, the Mars Volta is the next one. Such a great band, and I just now put them in a 2 and 2 thing. So you're gonna probably, I don't know what order they're gonna be put up on. Probably this one's gonna go up first, and then probably a few days from now, you're probably gonna see the Mars Volta and at the drive-in put together. There's a reason for that. You'll find out. I may actually spill the beans in a second. Anyway, the Mars Volta, such a great band. Cedric Baxel, I think is his name, or Baxel, something like that. This is a song called The Widow, and I listened to about 4 of their songs before I realized what this band was actually. Um, it's such a great band. I heard so much good things about this band, but never got around to listen to them. But this song is called The Widow, and it's so. I sat there and I listened to it, and I'm like, this doesn't. Like, this is kind of what I didn't expect from this band because I thought this band was going to be more of a progressive rock band, which they are, and that kind of means that they don't really have a solid direction, in my opinion, what a progressive rock band means. What it means they have freedom to do a lot of different stuff. And sometimes what that means they'll be solo and stuff like that, which is mainly what the progressive rock does. But this is what I would call them as progressive well, not experimental, but progressive rock. And it's an awesome band. I mean, it's definitely awesome. Progressive just means that it's not stuck in one genre, in my opinion. Some people may think this means something else, but that's what I think because it's basically what they do. Like if they're progressive rock or metal, whatever, they kind of just don't stick to a genre. They kind of jump around and they may scream and stuff like that. And by the way, Deftones, the Cheeto guy, yeah, he does scream, but not very often now. It seems like he screams few and far between. And the Mars Volta, I don't think that he doesn't really scream. I think he kind of yells at times, and he can yell by knowing something else that you'll find out later when you watch that video about the Mars Volta and at the drive-in. Anyways, um, but The Widow is such a beautiful song. It's awesome. I just listened to it last night. It was amazing. It's definitely worth a listen if you love music and you love hard rock. I'm telling you right now, you listen to that song and you're gonna be like, "Thank you for introducing me to this band, Brad Tragic. Thank you." They're such a great band on Spotify. They're on there. They got 3 or 4 CDs. They're awesome. They're really, really awesome. The next band is so good. Let's talk about this band. Future Leaders of the World. So this band came around at not a bad time at all. I think they came out. I'm trying to think when they came out because they came out around, I think, a little bit after. I want to say 2000. I didn't write it down or anything because it's not nothing about the band. But here's the thing. I don't know if I'll ever do anything about Future Leaders of the World. If I do, it'll probably be like an album review, and I may review the album. Here's the thing. This band is so good, and I don't know what happened. And I've read things and trying to find out what happened, but they basically went to another band. They turned into another band. I don't think any members left, if any, like 1 or 2. Even then, this album was so good. How stupid can a record label be? Let's talk about Future Leaders of the World. The 2 songs, yes, 2 songs on here. I put them on here because I just wanted to get them out of the way. Because this band is so good, I need to review them in some fashion. So, Future Leaders of the World have 2 great songs, but this whole album is actually really, really good. Go check out Future Leaders of the World. I believe it's number 4 or level 4 on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you want to listen to it. They turned into another band. I'm blanking on the name. It's something, nothing to do with Future Leaders of the World, I'll tell you that. But Kill Pop is Kill Pop. Kill, P-O-P, Kill Pop. The other one is Let Me Out. Such great songs. Oh my God. If you have never heard this band and you hear these songs on this album, and let me tell you, they only made one album. If they made another one, if I remember, I thought they made two, but the second one was not very good. And I think they may be making. I thought they were making another one. I thought they were coming back because of this popularity. They did start to get kind of a revival after they released their album as the other band because people found out who they were, but nothing happened because they released two songs. There's two songs on Spotify, but I can't find anything else about them. I'll have to look more into it or maybe do a review solely on this band because I love this band. I'm telling you right now, if you have not heard Future Leaders of the World, check them out. You will be so surprised at what you listen to because Kill Pop and Let Me Out, two of the greatest songs on this album, and two good songs that really you need to hear because you'll be shocked that this band only made one really album. Spinning from the laptop keyboard, that's pretty awesome. Put that on camera. Anyway, um, so yeah, Future Leaders of the World, I'm hyped. I love them. You should definitely check out Kill Pop and Let Me Out. Future Leaders of the World. Like I said, the links are going to be on that. I definitely know those links are on YouTube because they're everywhere. People love Future Leaders of the World. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the singer has an ego problem. I have no idea. That's usually what happens. So, whatever. And the Mars Volta are no longer either. We'll talk about that in the other video. Deftones are still together. But Mars Volta just recently, like I think 2012. So that's the year they stopped. Future Leaders of the World, I don't remember. They're not together anymore. I'm pretty sure they're not together. If they are, then they're getting ready to release an album or working on material because that's the more popular band they should stick with. But anyway, the last one, probably no one's going to heard of it unless you grew up unless you graduated around the year 2000. Or like somehow like listen to music in the 90s. This band was pretty big. It was a pretty big band called Oleander. I believe, if I remember my memory correct. And there was actually a video game called, I think, Rockstar. No, not Rockstar. That's not it. Rock Superstar or something like that. And it was on the PC, and I love this game. But on one part, I swear to God, they ripped off Oleander, where they were trying to make fun of Oleander because Oleander, I believe, is two brothers. And the whole reason why this band, which I think they might be back together now, but they're in and out, I think. Like every once in a while they'll release material and they probably take a break and then come back and tour and stuff. I don't know idea what's going on with them, to be honest. I haven't reviewed. Maybe somebody will leave a comment in the video about Oleander and so forth. But they're two brothers. They have trouble getting along at times because they got so popular. I think the popularity kind of got a hold of them. They argue, they broke up many times, they've gotten back together. So I don't really know. There's been a lot of like talk about them. I know like a long time ago because they did come back. I think like 10 years ago they came back, and people were like, "Oh, they're back!" And I'm like, "Who cares? They were famous like in the '90s, like mid '90s. Like who cares now?" But they had a song that's really really huge called "Why I'm Here." Such a great song. And I remember this song because I liked it. I never knew who sung it. And I always probably thought it was either Stone Temple Pilots or Alice in Chains. I listened to it last night and I totally forgot that was Oleander. Why I'm Here. Such a great song. Really good. They also have another song that I almost put on here. And I can't remember the name of it. Totally like blanket on it. But it's really good too. It's really hard rockish. And I actually didn't know they sang that either. I can't remember the song. I can't remember the name of the song. But anyway, if you check out all the other, they have a lot of hits. If you go to Spotify, the song I'm talking about is number 5. Number 5. I think it's either number 5 or number 10. One of the two. But Oleander, such a great band, and they have a lot of great songs on there. And I believe they're British or English. I just say English just to act like I'm not stupid because I'm thinking British and they say, oh, they're from another part of the. I'm just saying English. That's all I'm going to say. They're from overseas. They're not American. I know that. for fact. And that's why, like, that Rock Superstar game is they actually say that they're British and they're brothers and they can't get along. And I'm like, Oleander? Leave a comment if you know what game I'm talking about, because if you ever played that game, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, these 5 songs, awesome. Deftones, My Own Summer, the Mars Volta, The Widow, Future Leaders of the World, 2 songs. First time ever I've done that song is Kill Pop and Let Me Out. Those are 2 separate songs. And then Oleander, Why I'm Here. So 5 awesome songs. For some reason, I think I just took a photo. Anyway, I accidentally tapped on the thing, and like, well, I didn't know you could take a picture just by tapping. I'll try it again. I did. I took another picture. All right. I'm a damn. Anyway, 5 great songs. My nose is running. I'm gonna end the video, and hope you guys enjoyed the awesome 5 songs you should hear. Number 3. I think this was a pretty good one. I think that people are gonna be like, "Who are these bands?" and they won't want to go do it. But that's why I put the links down below. So hey, if you're lazy, you don't have to go anywhere. All you do is hit down the description box down below. The links are gonna be right there. Hey, I figured out how to do links, guys. That is awesome. So all you gotta do is go down below, click the links, and you're gonna hear some new music. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, keep rocking. Keep on listening to music. Later, guys.